Smile, you're on camera. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you everyone for being here. My name is Chev. I am the Chief Admin Officer at Mar Hosted Trip. And of course, I'm here with Myra, who is our founder and CEO. And we're going to talk about being women and diving because that's what we are, and not enough people talk about it. This call is part of our program called the Surface Interval Sisterhood. And so if you're not aware, we launched this in August this year as a way to stay in touch between dive trips. So we're calling it Sisters, and it's a online only program to do talks like this, so we can talk more about diving and learning together, as well as official courses from Patty and Dan and other organizations like that, where we're mixing them with online and to be on our trip to complete them. So thank you so much for being a part of this program. Here we go. More about the sisterhood. And Myra, tell me about yourself.
Well, I am Myra. I founded Scuba Maids in 2021, and since then we've grown so much. And I'm a master instructor, and I lead most of the trips of Mar hosted trips. And yeah, that's the most important.
Awesome. And I'm Chev. I've been working with Myra since 2021. I do all of our online, like website, email, that kind of stuff, as well as Myra with all the admin for trips. I'm also a master scuba diver trainer with Patty, and I will be next week doing my IDC staff. Very excited, and I'm running the Mermaid Dive School. So that is why we're here doing this. So I'm just letting a few more people in that are joining us now. Welcome, everyone. We are just getting rolling. Okay. So today we're calling this Dive Like a Girl. We're going to talk specifically about what it means to be a woman and our differences in our bodies and taking care of ourselves when we're diving, but also on trips specifically when we're diving multiple days at a time. We've got some general tips for you. We're going to talk about hair and skincare, diving on your period. Our favorite thing to do, of course, is having fun and looking cute. And then a little bit about dive travel if you have time. So, Myra, take it away.
Yeah, so we're gonna give you a little general tips as an introduction for diving. So especially if you're new to diving, um, it's very important that we stay hydrated. We don't see it on the slide. I don't know why, but the first one it should say stay hydrated. Water is not enough. But we will talk more in detail about hydration because it's so important. Also, it's very important to take time alone when you need it to decompress your mind from all the socials that we're doing because this is a group trip, right? So there's a lot of talking, a lot of socialization, and sometimes that takes a toll on us. So it's very important that you go in your retreat and then you just take some time and recharge so you can come back for the group. Um, Very important is movement. Sometimes we're so tired when we're diving that we decide to just rest the you know the rest of the day that we have. But it's we always recommend to do like mild stretching and walking. Walking is really easy and it's really nice, especially if you're like in a beach destination, if you have partners that you can say, hey, let's go for a sunset walk or let's go for a walk before the diving. That's going to help you to stay fit while on the dive trip, and it's not going to get you exhausted. Like you don't have to go for a run or anything. As long as you walk and stretch, mild stretching is more than enough, especially for your shoulders or for all the mobility things that we do when we put on our BCDs. So all these things are very important. Um, One of the most important things for me is to get enough rest. Sometimes when I know that I have 4 dives or 3 dives the next day and I don't have my 7 or 8 hours that I know that I need. While I'm diving, I feel that I don't respond the same as when I am fully rested. Even with as much as experience as I have, sometimes I feel like I'm slow underwater. And if you don't have enough experience, you probably don't even realize that you can also be slower on your actions underwater when you don't have the proper rest. So setting aside all your phone and all the distractions for your 8 hours is going to be super important in our dive trips. And of course, protecting your skin. You know how the sun can damage so much. So I always wear gaiters. I don't know if you've seen me in some pictures. I always have my gaiters in my head or covering my face when we're going in boat rides. I always have my sunglasses. I always have my hat, rash guards, leggings, anything that can protect. Of course, if you need to use products, we use the products that are reef safe, and we're gonna talk more about that in the next slide. But yeah, definitely protecting your skin will be like the general tips for every dive trip. And then, well, yeah, so I want to talk a little bit more about hydration. And usually people say, well, yeah, I drink enough water. I drink my 2 liters, 3 liters. But for diving, that is never going to be enough. We need to bring electrolytes, and one package of electrolytes will be enough per day. We don't need more than one package per day or like pill per day or whatever, So, but it's very important that we take electrolytes even before the dive trip. So if you can prepare and start hydrating like 1 week or 2 weeks before the trip, it's going to be really good for your body. We're going to be talking a lot, moving more, sweating more. You're going to be under the sun more. You're not used to be doing all these things in your daily, routine. So when you go out and you start doing all these, you are putting your body into this, position where you don't give them enough water or enough electrolytes. So you can use Gatorade. You can ask for um, gas water, like bubble water. You can ask for lime and salt and put it in your water. So there's so many ways that you can hydrate. You can also eat fruit or eat soups for dinner or for lunch. Anything that has liquid is gonna help your body. Um, yeah, any extra water that you can, just do it. Also, you can limit alcohol in the evenings. Alcohol dehydrates a lot. So please, when you are in a dive trip, consider to limit for whatever you normally do to half or whatever. And also coffee. I don't, I don't necessarily do that because I love coffee. But no, yeah, yeah. So, but
You
it,
don't
it
drink as
does.
much as you would like to when you're hydrating.
Exactly, yeah. In general, in life, I don't drink as much
Yeah.
as I would like to, but yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway, so and
yeah, I think it's
then,
important to,
yeah, go
if I
ahead.
may, just, yeah, exactly what I was saying. Remember that, like, this is a new environment for your body. It's probably hotter than you're used to. You're sweating more. The air we breathe while diving has had the moisture removed from it. Different food, all of these things contribute to dehydration, right? Like,
Yeah.
what other
So
things?
and well, why are we so like focused on hydration? Um, oh, sorry. What can lead to dehydration? Yeah. Okay. So medications for seasickness, they dehydrate. So that's also another reason why you need to double hydration, because if you are taking if you're putting the patches or if you're taking meds, you're gonna be even more dehydrated. So your body's gonna take the toll, um, for sure. Uh, Sometimes when you travel to different destinations, you get sick because of the different foods that we're eating. So, one of the most common reasons why people get dehydrated in dive trips is diarrhea, and it's a slow dehydration. So we need to be very careful when if you ever have these to get more electrolytes or whatever. And then, of course, caffeine and alcohol. It's can lead to dehydration, like we talked. And now, what I want to, okay, so dehydration symptoms: dry mouth, pruny skin, lizard legs, and seasickness also is actually a symptom for dehydration. So you have to be very aware of your body and make sure that you quickly uh, do something to overcome um, these symptoms.
And I'll always remember that's something Myra taught me. Like, when your fingers get all pruny from diving, which is normal when they're
Mhm.
underwater, but pay attention to how long it takes them to recover. So if it takes them a long time to get back to normal, then that's another symptom of dehydration.
Yeah, another thing that happens to us, probably if you're diving a lot, you've experienced it that you get cuts in your fingers because we're so dehydrated and we're using our fingers to clip or stuff in our BCD or to grab from the ropes or the ladders. And then our fingers tend to get these like scratches. And you're all of a sudden you're like, oh, why my fingers are all like uh, you know, uh, So that's dehydration. Something that helps me a lot for that is I bring a cream, like a little bit of this heavy cream for hands that is like super hydrating, and I use it every night, and that helps my hands not to get cuts in my fingers.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I use like a tiger balm on my cuticles, especially.
mhm, yeah,
Yeah.
that helps a lot.
Okay, why is that important, Myra?
Yeah, so this is where I wanted to go. So, why are we talking so much about dehydration? Because dehydration is the leading cause for DCS. If you don't know, if some of you are new for diving here, just a quick reminder that DCS or decompression sickness is a condition that can occur after diving. We are all at risk of this, and although the risk is minimum, we need to be aware of this. Okay, so this is important that we all are conscious that this is something that can happen to anyone, um, and this is not only because of the dive profile that you do; it has to do with a lot of things. It can be like a perfect storm for you to get DCS. And dehydration is one of the main things. So if you keep your body hydrated, you're gonna reduce the risk by a lot for DCS. So that's why it's for us it's so important that you guys take this seriously, um, especially for women. Unfortunately, DCS um, gets to women more because we have more fatty tissue and we are at a slightly higher risk of developing also because of our hormone levels and our circulation. There's not a lot of studies about this, honestly. So this is just some of the things that Dan has out there, but there's not a lot of studies in women, of course. But we do know that the body fat percentage is one of the main reasons why women are at higher risk. We
Yeah,
also
because
have.
that's where the bubbles dissolve, right? When we're
Mhm.
That's where the nitrogen dissolves in fatty tissues. So that's why it's more of a risk for us because like our most commonly women get the skin bends on their thighs, stomach, chest, where
Mhm.
the
Correct. Yeah, body fat does not absorb nitrogen as efficiently as the lean tissue. So that's why a lot of the symptoms also that women have will be like pain in their chest or in in hips or in the stomach. So that's another symptom that is specifically for women. So we do have a picture of how skin bends look like. It's a rash. Um, just for you to be aware that if you have, any type of pain or dizziness or anything, and you can see more or less how it looks like on the skin. It's like bruising almost. All right. So very important to hydrate, please.
yeah. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Myra. So I'm going to talk a little bit about caring for our skin and hair while diving. And I don't mean like making it look nice. I mean, like, how do we protect our hair from the ocean? Because most of us are diving in the ocean. We all know salt water kills everything. And so, how can we take care of ourselves? And I just had to use this beautiful photo from us in Roatan this year, here, Myra and I, and our other colleague, Danny. And I'm going to also share with you some products that we really love that are also reef friendly. So a lot of us have long hair. Even if you don't, we still need to protect it. And one of the most popular methods for controlling our long hair while diving is braids. Myra had these beautiful ones for her month in Indonesia this year. I'm sure many of you have seen Gabby from Black Girl Blue World, who has her beautiful long blue braids. And a lot of girls have done that. I also will do just like two or one braid to contain my hair during a dive. Um, Hair wraps and condom or hair condoms are really interesting. So this picture is of a hair wrap, which is basically like a really long hair elastic with a hair tie on each end, and you like tie it to the end of your ponytail, and then you wrap it around and tie it at the other end. And there's another one that I could not find a picture of. If you Google hair condoms, it's not helpful. That one of our girls uses, and it literally it looks like a condom, but it's fabric and about this long. And you roll it up and you put on the end of your ponytail, and then you just slide it all the way up, and it covers your entire hair. And she has like waist long hair, and so she does her entire hair like that, and it keeps any strands from breaking, from getting caught in here, from flying away. So those are really cool if you can find them. I'm the queen of the high pony because I'm often quite lazy, and but that works well as well. And then I'll pair it with a headband or gaiter, like Myra was saying. These gaiters are really great because they're universal, right? You can put them on your hair while you're diving, and then pull them down and put them on your face while you're on the boat. Or there's also like you have a Space Army headband as well that I like for keeping the little hairs out of your mask and things, and protecting your head from sunburn. Multi-purpose. Some products that we really like for hair. So before I mention these specifically, I'll tell you like the ultimate hair care routine for diving if you want it to be perfect all the time is the best thing you can do is put a product in your hair like one of these. Stream to Sea is great. I use their leave-in conditioner all the time. This other one, Scuba Screen, is really cute. Their bottles are adorable, and the little cap has a real O-ring in it that you can take on a trip and use if you like. And I also used to use shea butter quite a bit because it's, again, natural, organic, no chemicals or anything. Put that in your hair, and then the best thing you can do is pre-soak your hair with fresh water. So if you have any access on the boat or wherever you are to just jump in the shower and wet your hair before you get in the water, what that does is it allows your hair to absorb the fresh water so that when you get into the salt, your hair is not absorbing the salt water right away. So that is like, if you can't do anything else, the best thing you can do is rinse your hair with fresh water first. Then you go on your dive, have a great time, come back, and then I get in the shower, rinse it with fresh water right away. And then if you're going to brush it out, make sure you start from the ends. So take out your braid, take out whatever, and start really gently, really small at the ends. And gently, I usually use my hands first, um, break out whatever you were using because your hair is going to be fragile from the salt. So just be gentle with that. The reason the Stream to Sea or the Scuba Screen is so great to use first is because it's also UV protected. So make sure you use it before you get on the boat, before you get on the water, because it protects you from the sun as well as from the salt. The shea butter is really great, but you have to be careful if you're in the sunny destinations because if you put it on too soon, it will fry your hair from the sun. So just be careful with that one. Coconut oil is the same, or even worse. Whatever you use, make sure it's reef safe.
Yeah, for the just a little tip for the having the stream to see for your hair. I buy the big one and I pour it in like a travel container, like a small one, and I have it next to my defog. and a little brush for my hair. And I have it all in like a little bag that I carry with me all the time in the boats.
On the boat.
And yeah, I have it on the boat. And then when I am prepping for the dive, I put my defog in my mask and I grab a little bit of sea stream and I just put it on my hair right before the dive. And that helps me a lot, especially for us that we have like fine hair. If you have fine hair, the hair is going to get all entangled. The braids don't really work. So I have to sometimes let it really loose, my hair, like just like a really bond that's really loose. That way it's not if in my hair, if I put it really tight, it will be just like a knob, like a big rasta. So I have to do this see stream to see before the
Yeah.
dive.
And I do the same. I have this little container and it's actually a spray. And so I
Mhm.
put my stream to see in this and I water it down a little bit to make it easier to spray. And then, yeah, bring it all out. It's a great
Mhm.
tip. Thank you, Myra.
Yep.
Um, see, we could have called this call How to Stay Hydrated on while diving. But so the best thing you can do for your skin is stay hydrated. As Myra was saying, when we're diving and our skin's soft, we get those little cuts. Staying hydrated will help keep your skin a little bit tougher and help prevent those things. Practicing good buoyancy is also going to help us take care of our skin because if we're not touching anything, then we're not getting those little cuts. Our entire body is, when we're underwater, is our skin is soft. So any little scuff or scrape we get takes that much longer to heal, even if it's just a little nudge. And we all know that coral is filled with, it's alive, right? So it's filled with bacteria. So if you bump the coral and you cut yourself open, you're getting all that bacteria into your skin and it takes forever to heal. So if you do that, make sure that you clean them right away really well as soon as you end the dive. Wearing environmental protection helps a lot with skincare. So wearing rash guards and tights all the time to protect your skin helps a lot. And taking care of anything that happens right away is the best thing we can do to take care of our skin. Um, After you're done diving for the day and you've showered and you're dried off for the day, having a lotion or a cream. Again, I use the shea butter straight for my cuticles and my fingers and like elbows, anything that gets really dry for me. I use that really heavy lotion on. Okay, this is one of my favorite things to talk about because I feel like no one else talks about it, and it's something that every woman I've ever met who dives is afraid of this and has asked me, how do you dive while you're on your period? So the number one thing that we get asked is, can sharks smell you while you're on your period? Everyone in the world says this. The answer is no.
No.
Okay, the answer is no. Um, so I know we laugh, but all of our parents grew up watching Jaws. So like the entire world is terrified of sharks and thinks that sharks can smell blood from 800 miles away, which is not true. And if you were a part of our shark conservation subsidy we did last month, um, this is my favorite fun fact I learned from Danny is that in perfect conditions, the furthest away sharks can smell fish blood is zero point 0.4 miles, which is not that far in perfect conditions. No current, no nothing. And thankfully, we do not smell like fish. And so we are completely uninterested or uninteresting to sharks. So take that generational trauma, then fear, and put that aside because you do not have to worry about that at all. But we do have to, well, we don't have to, but diving is really fun and we don't want to let something as regular for all of us as menstruation stop us from doing that. So what are our options? Obviously, tampons, we all grew up swimming with those. Super fun experience for all of us, I'm sure. But the most important thing to keep in mind when using tampons is that if you're diving on a land-based trip, you're probably doing 2 morning dives. You're going to be on the boat for at least 4 hours, probably more like 5 or 6. So, I mean, most dive boats that I've been on are like pangas. They don't have a bathroom or anything to change it. So just be aware of that, with the dangers of leaving tampons in too long. Also, I find personally, then they get wet from the other side and then they just like expand like crazy in your body and are really uncomfortable. So my personal favorite is the Moon Cup. I've been using one since 2011, and it was literally my best thing I've ever discovered personally. There's lots of different styles, lots of different varieties. The ones here are mostly like the cone shape, but I've talked to quite a few girls lately that have been using like the disc style. The Nixit ones is one of the brands, and they are similar concept, but they don't suction. So if you don't know, Moon cups are like little medical grade silicone cup that actually Chantal, can I use yours? Yes. A little medical grade silicone cup that you put inside and they suction to your cervix. And so that's how they work, is that they sit there and they just collect your blood until you're ready to dispose of it. This is a real one. Here, they're super great and you can leave them in forever. Like they're medical grade silicone. They don't alter your pH of your body. They don't do anything. And you can leave them in until they fill up. So like 12 hours. I've forgotten it for over a day before because they're also very comfortable. You don't know they're there usually. So if you are gonna go out and shop for one, some tips I would give you are that there's different styles and they are based on like whether or not you've had children because our bodies are shaped differently before and after. And also the stems are trimmable. So depending on your body, you can adjust the length of it to make it more comfortable. And yeah, try the disc ones maybe too. Those I think that's what Danny uses, and she really loves it. So highly recommend for general life because you can do all activities with them, but they're also the best option for diving as well. I do know, like I have a friend that has uh, endometriosis, and so sometimes there's some models that she can't use because of her endometriosis. So just something to be aware of as well with that, but definitely recommend trying them. A couple of notes on diving on your period. My favorite thing is that being under pressure feels really good when you have cramps. When you are, yeah, when it feels like being wrapped in a weighted blanket. Vanessa says that she uses a flex cup. Sorry, let me pull that up. So that's cool. Thank you, Vanessa, for sharing that. Um, the other, but there is a side effect that we joke in the dive community. We call it a red tide, which is what happens when you go under pressure and you're horizontal in the water is that your flow slows down and maybe even stops for the hour that you're underwater. And then when you come back to the surface, all that pressure is released and it can all flow at once. So something to be aware of, especially if you're using a tampon or like period under or swimsuits. There's like the period panties too. Just be aware of that, that like it can kind of hit hard and fast when you get to the surface. And remember that when we're menstruating, you might be more dehydrated. Some of us, our iron levels get low or more fatigued. So just be really aware of your body if you're going to be, especially fit for liveaboard while you're menstruating. You need to be even more aware of how you're feeling and what your body needs. Cool. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah. Also, another thing that I just remembered, especially because I just came back from a liveaboard with 20 women, is that if you feel, tired, and if you feel like you need to listen to your body and not dive, do it. It's very important that because of FOMO, don't let yourself, you push yourself and put yourself in a situation where you're gonna be extra tired or whatever for a dive that you don't feel like doing, but everybody else is doing. So just it's very important that you listen to your body and you learn to say no, to speak up on your feelings and on your body. And if you do not feel like doing the dive, please do not do the dive, because you know yourself. And and you know, diving, it seems like a low like a sport that
Impact.
doesn't require a lot of energy, low impact sport, but your body is taking a lot of energy from other stuff. Not only it's not the impact really, it's more like um,
The
the
physiology.
pressure, like yeah, it's the physiology, all the things that are happening to your body while you're diving, the cold. You lose a lot of calories while you're diving because of the cold, and because your body is always trying to warm itself. And there are a lot of things
Process
happening.
nitrogen.
The nitrogen, yeah, mentally, you are multitasking all the time for the 45 minutes, and actually getting ready to get in the panga or getting out to the dives, it also gets a lot of energy from your body. So please listen to your body and stay in bed or rest or chill out, and it's okay not to dive. So it's very important.
Yeah, you can say no to a dive for any time. You can cancel a dive at any time for any reason.
Yeah.
That.
So
Yeah,
I think also something very important that sometimes gets um, like we don't talk about it as much is how to have more fun while diving, because I know it's just diving is fun, and being with a girls trip is fun, and like all the things that we do it's super fun. So that's but there's something that you can do that inside of you in your heart to make it even more fun, because when you come to these adventures, because literally all these things that we're doing are adventurous, and it's very important that you come up with an open mind, and you come up being flexible and being empathetic. So once you have, your heart in the right position, you are more open to have even more fun. And if you have like this positive mindset in the things that are happening, it's going to be much better experience for you. So some of you may know, but diving is actually a very flexible sport. What does this mean? That if I tell you what's the plan, it's more likely like 80% chance that the plan's going to change because of the weather, because of whatever reason. Because when we're diving, the best dive destinations are in countries that are not necessarily very punctual, or very their cultures are different, and whatever I'm expecting is not going to happen, because we're in a different culture, and because the weather is going to be different. There's so many variables, so we always have to come to the dive trip with an open mind, and being flexible to whatever resources we have to change the things, or to you know and if you bring that mindset and that heart to your dive trips, you're gonna have much more time, and you're gonna make much more friends, because everybody's gonna be on the same page, and everybody's gonna try to have the best time of their lives, even though things didn't go as like the itinerary that I put on the WhatsApp. Like sometimes things change, and I think this is very important to come with a positive mindset.
absolutely.
Yeah, we talked about that. So, well, another fun thing in the next slide is the third rule of diving, as Chef says, always look cute. So sometimes when we go on our trips, and there's like a new person on our trips, they're like, oh man, I only have like a black wetsuit, and we're all every day we have like all these different rash. It's like a fashion show in the boats, honestly. Um, and the more years I'm in the business, I feel like the more people bring all their stuff, and I think
And
being
wetsuits are
look,
still black.
yeah, what's still black? I don't know what, but yeah, we have to cover our cute leggings with our black wetsuits all the time. I don't know why. But we do like to look cute, and it feels good to look cute. But um, we want to The reason why we wear skins, we have two main reasons. It makes it easier to put on your wetsuit. So the wetsuits are neoprene and are really really hard to put on. So if you have long like leggings and socks and a rash guard, it's gonna go really easy on your skin. So definitely get uh, socks, and your socks are gonna protect your feet also from rubbing with the
Mhm.
dive boots. So socks are very important, very underrated. Leggings, sometimes the skins are full body, which look really cute, like in the picture. Show has a full body skin. Those ones are super cute, and they definitely work for putting your wetsuit on. Some of them I have found are not really, I mean, you can use them for diving without a wetsuit, but they're very fragile. So some of them are actually made for wearing underneath a wetsuit and not necessarily for rubbing the VCD or for doing all the hard things we do when diving. So be aware that some of the skins, like, um, I'll talk
Not
about
they're not
brands in
all
the
made
next slide.
equally. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So the ones that we like are sustainable and they also offer some protection. So we're gonna give you some brands that we like in the next slide. Um,
Just some things to think about when you are shopping, though, is like
yeah,
the price tag can be a bit shocking with skins,
yeah.
especially with the brands we'll share you. But like, take it from us. I have done it all. Like Myra has tried everything too. It is so much more frustrating to spend $25 on a rash guard or leggings that only last you 10 or 15 dives than to spend $80 on a pair of tights that will last me 200 dives or more. So when you're buying skins and things, look for the durability, look for the fabric quality and color. Like when you put it on, how does it feel? Like we've all felt cheap fabric, right? We know if we put this in the wash, it's going to fall apart. And also multi-use. So most of the brands that we'll share with you, like you can use them for everything. My um, shorts that I buy from Space Fish Army, I wear them for yoga, I wear them running, I wear them cycling, I wear them out dancing because they have deep pockets for my phone and my wallet, so I can wear them under a dress. Like they don't have to be just for diving. So these are some of our favorite brands. Um, Waterlust, they are famous for these sets, the sports bra and tight set and shorts with all of the like aquatic themes. Yeah, Myra, like they've got all the water themes. They're the ones that do like the whale shark, the mine's a marlin and the turtle and that kind of stuff.
And they also have different styles, which I like. Waterloo is also my favorite because it's very thick and it's compression. So when you put it on, you do feel like 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 it's
Almost like
really
a wetsuit.
like it's really tight. Yeah, it's really tight. It's hard to put on. It's thick. And you can wear this one without any wetsuit. Like it's really thick. It's not gonna get faded or broken or anything. It's gonna last years. Like I have mine for years and they're still good.
And they're reversible.
They're reversible and also they have ones long skin like tank tops that are really cute, or they have, the ones with the hoodie. They have really short ones. Those are the ones that I like really short shorts and longer shorts also. So I like the versatility of their dive gear wear.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like Myra said, they are really thick. Like both of us in these outfits probably put at least 100 dives on them,
Mhm.
and they look brand new. I love Space Fish Army because they're the crazy pattern ones. They're also made in the US, in Florida, and shipped domestically. Well, so that's kind of cool. I love their zipper rash guard. I think that's great. And their socks and headbands. I have a lot of Space Fish socks and headbands. Um,
Kaylin said that it's true that the leggings have a phone pocket. I have had a couple of customers diving with their phone and don't realizing it. So
yeah.
yeah, so
Oh,
if it
Kaylin,
has a pocket, I mean, we all like pockets, but just remember that you put your phone in it before
do
diving.
a
Don't
pat
do that.
down before
Yeah,
you roll back.
yeah. Pre-dive safety check. Make sure you don't have your phone.
Yes. How long it took Kaylin a solid, I think, 25 minutes to realize she had her phone in the pocket.
Mm,
Wrote.
yeah.
Yeah. So great point. And space fish is like that. Uh, Waterless is like that, and they have the nice deep thigh pockets that are, very comfortable. You can put your phone there. Slip-ins, those are the one. That's the brand that makes the one piece um, uh, things. Skins.
Those skins are definitely to wear with a wetsuit
Yeah,
because they will break.
we find that they don't stand up to the rubbing sometimes.
Hmm.
Well, and then you'll never find Danny or Myra not wearing a Jolin swimsuit, I think. And I've drank the Kool-Aid now too. But this is the brand we found that makes really good quality women's swimwear with fabric that like lasts forever. It's ocean resistant, it's pool resistant. They make a lot of stuff for lifeguards. And what I love is a lot of their bottoms have a drawstring in them. So like you can dive off the boat and not have to worry about anything going anywhere. The only thing I find, I don't know if you find this, Myra, with this brand is the sizing is like all over the place. Um,
Yeah, it's
Depending on,
very small. Very it comes very small. So
yeah,
the yeah.
yeah, I like that you can, like everything's mix and match. You can pick what style of top, what style of bottom you like, and they got rash guards and everything too. But yeah, the sizing is kind of all.
It's very that it's made for swimmers for swim
Mhm.
practices. So
Guards.
everything's kind of like very uh, it's made to fit really tight. So for the swimmers that are like competing, so that's why it's kind of like
Yeah, so it has the
fits
high
them.
neckline too, which is
But
nice.
mhm. Yeah, they're great. They're
Oh,
perfect for diving.
wait.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
we 53 minutes. Um, so that was our dive like a girl in an hour or less. Obviously, there's so much more we can talk about. We will do a whole other chat on like industry things and being in the dive world. We focus this mostly on like how to take care of our bodies. But lay us
I,
with your
yeah, I
questions.
want to do I want to do a workshop also about DCS, like more in depth for
Mhm.
symptoms. I think it's very important. So
Yeah, and as we
keep
all
in
know,
touch.
there's a lot of research
Yeah,
done in healthcare and
yeah,
diving.
exactly.
So yeah, any questions?
Or anything you want to add, like anything that you of your experience, because we all have different experiences, of course.
Yeah, I should add,
Something.
it's a joke that the third rule of diving is always look cute. Obviously, that is not something that we really believe, but it is something that we think is fun and something that Myra and I, it's been a learning journey for both of us with the pink, with the girly stuff is like really taking the power back from having fun and like people think we're not serious or that we're uh, I don't know, it's just we're trying to put the fun back in diving, and so that's why I joke about that. Number one rule of diving is never hold your breath. Number two, always to get back to the boat, and number three, always look cute. But it's about having fun and being expressive. You're welcome there. Thanks for coming. Whimsy is a good thing. Thank you, Janelle. Yes, it's like we don't have to be all in black and boring. We are serious, we are safe, we follow the rules, but we have fun.
And also you don't have to be in pink either if you don't like pink. We just embrace that color because it means that it's okay to be a woman, but it's not a pink. It's I mean we do use a lot of pink, but you don't have
But yeah, we will not judge you if you don't like it.
to.
Ooh, Vanessa is making a Christmas wish list. We do have a page on the website. I call it the Marmaid Suitcase that has a link to a lot of the stuff I shared here. I'll drop it in the chat if you need help with your wish list. Vanessa.
Um, let me see the brand of the other stuff that you use, Chef. I don't use that.
Which one? The space
I
fish?
think it's Scuba Screen.
Oh, Scuba Screen. Yeah, this is a cute little company. It's very small, and actually, the owner or like the founder lives in Roatan part-time. So, but yeah, it's similar to Stream to Sea. Like it's all small batch, homemade, um, and brief safe, and it's in like cute bottle. I just can't get over it. Also, so she has shampoo, conditioner, and like hair oil, and it's called First Stage and Second. Hilarious. Audra, oil for anti-nausea. It wasn't. So Audra asked what I was using. I use a lot of essential oils, and I was using one in Roatan, but it was actually for clearing my nasal passages. Audra, it was not for seasickness. So it's the oil I use to help me clear my ears. Scuba Sister is good too. Valerie, is that a hair care thing? Stuff?
Scuba Sisters is leggings.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, they have really cool patterns. I do find that those are the ones that also get a little faded if you don't wear them with a wetsuit. So they're definitely Scuba Sisters are great. Also woman owned, so I like them for that. But you need to wear a wetsuit with those ones.
Cool. Yes, this is the thing.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
You
I
notice
I dive
me.
all the time. I
Yeah,
dive a lot, and I break them, so I have to use waterless. So are
yeah,
the only ones that last for me.
yeah. I would say I agree with that. Also, my space fish army, like I've used them for a year. Like I said, for all activities, a year and a half now. And they're starting to fade on the butt now, but I've got like
Mhm.
some for other stuff.
I have a
Um,
question.
Yep.
yes, Josie.
How are you guys washing your leggings to keep them from fading and so forth? Are you using regular detergent or are you using like detergents without the abrasive stuff in it?
Good question.
Like
I use
Norwex or
uh
Yeah.
what I do is I all my swimwear, including rash guards, swimsuits, leggings, wetsuits, and everything. I put it in the washing machine with the delicates, just a little bit of soap and fabric softener, and that's how I keep them. Because the ocean has a lot of bacteria, so only rinsing with fresh water is not enough. You have to use soap after the dives, especially
Yeah.
when you to store
I
them.
use I have the solid laundry detergent, so like Eco Strip, and a Scrubba bag, or Myra like has a bin, so people bring like an inflatable bucket,
Hmm.
and that's what I do. Yeah. So after, and then just please always rinse anything before you take it back into the sea.
Hmm. Yeah, but
thank you.
I do put the wetsuits also. A lot of people don't know how to wash their wetsuits, but yeah, put them on the washing machine. It's okay.
Yes. Great question. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for being here. Emily asked if the socks we mentioned are dive socks. So yes, socks that are from like Space Fish, Waterless, whatever, they are lycra socks, so they're like leggings like material. But you can dive in normal dive socks, and I do it all the time. And like Vicky, I know prefers diving in her normal socks. So,
Yeah, I use normal socks too, but they're cute.
but they're cute,
Like,
of course.
yeah, they're not like
Mine have
regular
turtles on
socks.
them.
Yeah, yeah. Mine have mantas. And everybody's like, oh, where are your socks? Like regular socks?
Yeah.
Kids suck.
And there's a lot of gear like that. Like both Myra and I use regular tennis shoes instead of dive booties.
Mhm.
And that's, for me, I travel full time, so like I wore them all day out today in town, and then I'll wear them diving next week. For me, it's because I can travel light, but not everything has to be technical gear. Not everything has to be diving.
I know a lot of gals that dive with dive leggings from Amazon.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. We did record the call, and so we will link that to us. We didn't know we have a website just for the Scuba Maids Dive School and the Sisterhood programs with all of our events linked there, so you can go back time if you like. And yeah, thank you for being here, and we'll see you next month. We are hosting. Oh yeah, keep diving, please. And next month we are hosting our Fish ID class with Danny. We're going to be focusing on Indo-Pacific because we're going to Thailand and the Philippines next year, but it's applicable to everyone and everything. If you're interested in that, you can join us either just for the online portion or you can do the full certificate on a trip. And yeah, hope to see you there.
Thank you so much, guys. See you on a dive trip.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks for a great talk tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Miss you, Josie.
Miss you guys too.
Mm.